A Muslim colleague of mine, when I was a teenager, I was working in a summer camp, and I used to tell her that I would die before I became Muslim. There's pundits, which are like kind of Hindu priests, and you would worship them too. They would sit there and pretend that they were God, and you would come touch their feet and give them money and beg them to bless you. They couldn't do it at the time, and doing a science degree, and my mind had become very, very rational and logical, and I said to myself, you know what, if I ever ascribe myself to a belief, again, like a set religion, I've come out of Hinduism, I've kind of come out of Christianity, I'm going to make sure that it's logical and consistent. And when I looked at this book that claimed that science was in the Quran, I started to laugh. Something has come of people that I used to hate, and their book came right into my face and challenged me. And I used to think I was...
May the 10th, 1983. May the 10th, 1983. I submitted myself to Allah, knowing that it was the right thing to do, knowing that it was the true thing to do, and knowing it was the thing that would bring me the most success. And that was what I was looking for. I've been praying for someone else, really, since the day I became a Muslim, because as I told you, the majority of my family, they left me, they really abandoned me. I was like an orphan, except for one person who I could really point to, and I just say that this person was really instrumental in helping me form myself and shape myself as a Muslim. Because when I told her, my mother, that I would become a Muslim, you know what she said to me? It was the most profound thing for me. She said, if this is what it's going to take for you to be the man that you want to be, I'm 100% behind you.
أنا يمه إلى ضاقت بيد الدنيا أجي والقات أجي وابكي على صدرت ولا أرتاح لين القات.
For those of you who have your mothers and your fathers, and the people who you love in your family who are not Muslim, they didn't embrace Islam yet, don't give up. 21 years of dawah. 21
Assalamualaikum, peace be to you. My name is Yusha Evans, formerly Joshua Evans. I was a former Christian youth minister, born and raised in Greenville, South Carolina, raised in a very traditional Christian household. I accepted Islam in 1998, and now with looking at the prophets in the Old Testament, that Noah was being called a drunkard, and David slept with Bathsheba and killed Uriah to cover up the thing. You know, all of these things said to me that, you know, this could not be the example that was given to me of how to live my life. This could not be a man of God that God chose for me to live my life when he was worse than the common people around him. So I knew something was wrong with this message, and I understood that the Bible was not the correct source to get the information about the true religion of God. So after that, I decided to leave Christianity and take a step back.
I began preaching the Christian ministry, playing the piano and singing Southern gospel music. In 1980, I decided to run away from the church. And I didn't just run away from North Carolina to Florida. I went to South Africa. I was working in the store one day, and a man came to me and said, you lived in Africa, right? I said, South Africa, yes. He said, well, there's a man from Ghana that I want you to meet. I said, do you know how far Ghana is from South Africa? You know, it's not like we're going to be swinging in the same trees together or riding on the same elephant. Anyway, when I went to see this man from Ghana, I said to him, God has led me to you. I don't know what your religion is, but I'm supposed to be it. He said, no. I don't try to get anybody in religion. I'm a psychologist. I said, you might not be trying to get me in your religion, but I'm trying to get there. I hounded that man for 3 months. And finally, after 3 months, he gave me a little book called Elementary Teachings to Islam. And I came back and I said, when can I do my shahada? He said, there's no compulsion in our religion. I said, I'm not trying to be compelled. I've been asking you for 3 months. I want to be a Muslim.
Amina converted as a teenager and later married a Sheffield Yemeni. Now, she acts as a kind of big sister to other white girls interested in Islam.
Islamically, the husband's got to provide for his family. It's incumbent on him to go out and work. But if the woman goes out and works, it's her own choice if she wants to go out and work. even that money that she earns within the marriage is her own money. He can't touch her. It's her pocket money. One thing that's appealing about Muslim men to English girls is the fact that you know that your man's not going to come in absolutely bladdered at 2 o'clock in the morning with lipstick all over his face.
In het begin weet ik nog heel goed, toen ik eigenlijk mijn shahada, mijn geloofsgetuigenis ging afleggen, toen werd ik opgehaald door 2 zusters van het station. En nou ja, goed, die kwamen aanlopen en die hadden dus ook dit aan. En ik vond het echt vreselijk eng. ik vond het echt heel eng toen ik ze zo zag. Ik dacht echt, wat is dit? Maar ja, je groeit er naartoe, weet je. Ik ben nou 3,5 jaar moslim. Dus ja, je groeit er gewoon naartoe.
الرحيم ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجين فجعله كعصف مأكول.
De kinderen die komen bijvoorbeeld ook iedere keer van... de jongste heeft dat op het moment heel erg. Die is nu 4. En die is daar heel erg mee bezig. Hij ziet bij oma bijvoorbeeld een fles wijn op het aanrecht staan. En dan zegt hij... Oma, jij drinkt wijn, hè? Ik zeg ja, en dan ga ik het daar weer nuanceren. Heel klein beetje soms. Ja, maar dat mag niet van Allah. Ik zeg, ja, maar oma is geen moslim. Ik zeg, oh, en wat ben jij dan? Ik zeg, oma die gelooft ook en oma die bidt. Oma doet allemaal hetzelfde wat jij doet. Alleen, maar ik heet Allah. Wat jij zegt Allah en oma zegt God.
I was born into a Catholic family, an Irish Catholic family, and I went to Catholic school from first grade through college. Got married, have 4 children. Very strongly, but I believed I was a Sunday school teacher. I was teaching hundreds of children about Catholicism. That's why I think it's such a miracle that I converted to Islam. People were arguing to get their children into my Sunday school class. And what happened, I think, is truly a miracle. One night I couldn't sleep, and I had been given a book by a sheikh from the Bronx Masjid, came from Syria, he was just visiting. And the book is The Miracles of the Quran. And I couldn't sleep that night. I had that book for 2 years, never read it. And so I just picked up the book and I read it. And once I read it, I got this really frightened feeling. I said, oh my gosh, now I know it's the truth. I have no choice. And I knew the road would be so hard because it's really not easy to change your religion. You have to consider your family, how they're going to take it. And
women. Can you tell me a bit about your activities as far as giving dawah to women about Islam?
Well, I started a program at the Islamic Society of Central Jersey. It's called Muslim by Choice program. We have a website. And I started this program because as a convert in the masjid, it's somewhat isolating. As loving and wonderful as the Muslims are, they're a little bit protective too. So when you have no Muslim family, the Muslim family has to be the sisters and brothers in the masjid. Initially, it's hard to be really acceptable.
نحن جند الله دوما دربنا درب الأباء